Hey guys, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Steven, welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, I have a lot to do today, don't I? Things have happened. There have been incidents, occurrences, strange happenings, as the kids say these days. Not really strange, it was entirely predictable, but if I may quote the immortal LL Cool J, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. And I'm going to put all of this back together. He didn't say that bit in the song, but I just, he probably would have. Briefest update on last week's stream. Really, it's yesterday's stream that you really need to be concerned with. So we've landed in what we can only describe as a land of abundance. A land of abundance. Lots of food. Largely the food. Basically, it's just the food. It's a food-based thing, is what it is. Hang on, I didn't turn on the spinny thing. I got to make the spinning thing spin. There we go. It's largely food-based. So, a land of abundance. Syringa Buzzkill, welcome, welcome. Because we had no food, and what has happened? What has happened? Two things happened, really. There were a bunch of cougars, and they didn't like us very much, and they tried to bite us in the face. And we tried to counter that with mastodons, which ordinarily goes very, very well, but it took the mastodons a really long time to get out of the ship. And there have been injuries. Also, we sent somebody, and by we I mean me, we sent somebody to violate my cardinal rule of RimWorld, which is we don't hunt things that explode or fight back. And I violated that rule of mine. Really, it's pretty much my rule number one. We only send out hunts on things that don't explode or fight back. And I sent out someone out to hunt bison, and surprise, surprise, bison revenge. So we all remember my second published colony, the one I put on the channel where they died from Muffalo revenge. Yeah, basically that again. Yeah, except bisons instead of Muffalo. So a slightly retextured Muffalo revenge has happened again. There have been some casualties in that Harry, Igor, and Berg are in fact dead. Everyone else is horribly injured. Nicole, who is a recently converted prisoner, is now running the entire operation. Nicole is now in charge of everything. Everyone else is either injured, dead, or a mastodon. I think you're all caught up at this point, Em. Oh, and there's a mech cluster over here. And we're just filing this one away under not our problem. We're just going to ignore that mech cluster. We've got a no mech zone established. These guys are over here. I don't really remember what their problem is, and I don't care. So in the win column, less mouths to feed. And we're going to have a think about our mastodon policy. Because as many people have pointed out, the mastodons eat a lot of food, and part of the reason we're starving is they keep eating all of our food. So we may have to rethink numerically our mastodon policy. But again, as LL Cool J said, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, and I can deal with a mastodon problem. He didn't put that bit in the song either. There was nothing mastodon-related in Mama Said Knock You Out. It's just I was warming up by listening to that. So I went from Eric B. and Rakim, which is what I always start with. Spikeable Girl, welcome. Rob, welcome, welcome. So when I'm warming up for the stream, I start with Eric B. and Rakim's Microphone Fiend, because it's one of the most amazing songs ever put to music, and it just really gets me pumped up. And from that, I went to NWA. From that, I went to Wu-Tang Clan, and that led me to LL Cool J, which is where I had to start the stream. So I'm on a bit of a Mama Said Knock You Out thing right now. Anyway, I'm going to try and deal with many of the issues that are over here. So medical treatment is whom? Bertha. Cool. Nicole, you are basically in charge. Where is Bertha? Bertha, where are you? Oh, you're down here. Yeah, in the bed. Okay. So we're going to go tend to Bertha. And then we are... then we're going to look at what else we can do around here. First of all, is everyone, in fact, in the no mech zone? No, you're going to stick close to ship. You can be in the no mech zone, and the animals, as much as they are, be in the no mech zone. Maybe the mastodons can go out and graze or something like that. I checked in, just before I got started, on the mastodon health issues, and I think they're broadly going to be fine. Fuzzy is already fully healed. Does M know about Genesis? Great question. I think... Given the situation now, it's possible I should spend less time thinking about the history of Genesis, the band, and more time thinking about RimWorld, because we see what's happened. we see what's happened in that. Rob, my vent guy's here. Thank goodness. I had vent issues yesterday. Where were you? Badger, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, the problem, part of your recap is the problem is I'm going to say I spent about a quarter of yesterday's stream. Anna, welcome. About a quarter of yesterday's stream talking about or explaining a brief history of Genesis. And we see the results of that. When I'm not actually paying too much attention to RimWorld and thinking more about Peter Gabriel and Phil Collins, we see what's happened to that. Cassiopeia, welcome, welcome, welcome. Still binging the Anomaly live stream. Regular Barbara and extra Barbara have kids. Oh, all the Barbaras. We had so many Barbaras. That is probably maybe my favorite RimWorld run. I'm really digging this Sanguiphage one that I'm doing right now. You run a music-related Discord. I know Genesis. Well, the thing is, somebody popped up yesterday and said, no, I don't really know much about Genesis. So, obviously, you were not here to point them to your Discord. I had to do a brief history of Genesis. Basically, I started from when Peter Gabriel got weird. So I didn't do like the wicked early years. I just briefly said that they were critically acclaimed, although not popular per se. There weren't like tons of people into Genesis, but they were critically acclaimed. And then I started when Peter Gabriel put on the fox head and the dress and kind of went from there. It was a Cliff's Notes version, really a Dave's Notes version, if you will, of Cliff's Notes would have done it shorter. The Dave's Notes version had to include a side path to how Phil Collins became the drummer of Genesis. But here's what we're gonna do, kids. We're gonna largely not involve ourselves with the history of Genesis today. We're going to involve ourselves more. Oh, the mechs are up. Yeah, they've woken up. Hopefully they're not going to really care about us very much. They might care about those guys. Yeah, if those guys go that way, they might care a great deal about that. You were a war merchant. Do I actually even have anyone who is upright and can speak? Because I'll take a look at what you got. You can't speak at all. Snake, no, you're terrible. Grime is terrible. Nicole, you can talk to people. Are you doing anything really, really important, like saving somebody's life right now? Also, we should probably bury these guys. Let's, the suggestion was made to freeze them to see if we can resurrect them later. But my problem here is space. I can't keep two bodies in a freezer. I can't, that's just not realistic. I need that space for, like, food and things. So we're going to bury Berg and Harry Igor. The second Harry Igor, that is. We've already buried the first one. Hang on, coffee. There we go. The only Genesis you know is Neon Genesis Evangelion. Well, I would strongly recommend you replay yesterday's stream then, where you'll get a very brief but informative history of Genesis, starting from when Peter Gabriel got weird and ending broadly in the late 80s. Odeon, how late are you? You're not late at all. You're exactly on time. So, again, starting from the Foxhead dress incident, and then going to the late 80s when Peter Gabriel and Genesis had sort of dueling hit albums at the time. Can you eat the dead cougars? No, they're all rotting and disgusting. Actually, not all of them, but many of them have scaria. I'm more concerned with all the dead bisons. Those I can eat all day. In fact, if somebody could... Who is... upright at this point? Bertha is tending to fish. That's good. We need Mastodon on duty there. And then Crimson, welcome, welcome. And then Nicole, I was going to have you go chit-chat to these people. And then if you could kind of like point them in the direction of the mechs on their way out the door, that'd be awesome. That'd be so super if you're just like, hey, go that way. Buttercup is fully healed. I'll tell you what, Mastodons bounce back really quickly. You don't have an injured Mastodon for long. They've got a polar bear. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm good with large, volatile animals. Thank you very much. I'm pretty cool on those. I would not actually mind having your medicine. I will happily buy that medicine from you. And I will trade it for many, many smoke leaf joints. So keep some on hand for the crew, because we're having kind of a hard time here. And then what else have you got? A golden club. A golden club. We don't need that bow, and we certainly don't need that bow or that. Get rid of... Oh, wait, no, I didn't want to buy those. Oops, I did that wrong. I thought I was selling those briefly. Okay, so no, we don't want any of that. I just want your money more than anything. You've got an LMG. No, I've got an LMG. Hang on. The EMP launcher, which I keep forgetting I own, but would be really handy against those mechs, briefly briefly anyway. No, I think I'm going to keep most of this. I'll sell those pants because those are pretty much bunk. These guys don't have a lot of money right now. So, I don't know, sell that parka and just kind of call it a day. So I'm getting the medicine off of you, which is good. I need that. You know what would actually be really, really handy? All that pemmican. I need food, and I'm still making a profit. Do I have any, like, statues or anything I can sell you? Not as such. Not as such. No, don't sell the... You'd think the Cursed Chugger being a unique weapon would be more than that, worth more than that, but apparently not. No, I'm good on weapons. In fact, I could get rid of that pump shotgun. We don't really need that. Okay, accept all of that. I do like the money side of things and the pemmican side of things. Yeah, no, self-promote yourself all you want. Did you like Mike and the Mechanics? I don't know. They were kind of 80s, weren't they? Yeah, Mike Rutherford. Was it Mike Rutherford? It's Mike Rutherford, Phil Collins, and Steve Hatchett is his last name. It's Steve something on keyboards. Again, we're gonna stray from Odeon. We're gonna stray from Genesis and Genesis offshoot bands because we could go on for a long time about that. Mike and the Mechanics. I mean, they were just so 80s, weren't they? They were just they only wrote songs that existed in the 80s. Like you can't take any of their songs and bring them to any other era successfully. If you played Mike and the Mechanics today, they'd be like, what is this nonsense? This is terrible. And they'd be right. But in the 80s, they worked perfectly. They were exactly what the 80s needed. We're burying people. Good. Sorry, everyone. If we could bury the kid as well, that'd be great. I did take you down a dark alley of Genesis. You're not wrong. You ain't wrong about that. We are hauling in some cougars. Who's doing that? Thule? Okay. Extreme break risk, yes. DeHook's having a tantrum. Cool, he's breaking stuff. That's fun. That's fun when we do that. Thule, what are you doing right now? You're hauling the bison in. Good. Who can do any cooking at this point? Stench, when Stench gets up. Okay, and not much else. Snake, how are you? You're actually not bad. I'm going to put you on 2 for that, and I'm going to back you... In fact, I'm going to put you on 1 for cooking and back you off crafting for right now. Because we don't need that quite as much. If we could go get all that pemmican, that'd be great. Why don't we start hauling some of that? I was going to say, where's the kid? The kid's dead. So you're researching things. Go haul that pemmican. And Nicole, you're making a sculpture. That's a really terrible idea. Go haul the herbal medicine instead. What is DeHook breaking these days? Breaking things down here. Okay, he's breaking like a light. Don't try and break the Mastodon. Don't try. Did Mike and the Mechanics have a hit in the 90s? Maybe? I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't pay a lot of attention to Mike and the Mechanics. I mean, it's just, they were on MTV a lot, so you couldn't avoid them. But I didn't own the Mike and Mechanics album. And I didn't actively seek them out in any way. Hang on, coffee. So they may indeed have done other things than that, but Dave stopped paying attention. Dave paid attention to Peter Gabriel and late 80s Genesis, and then I wasn't so much with Genesis. Medical treatment needed whom? Thule. Okay, well, you should be authorized to do that by yourself. An auto mortar. You're shredded from an auto mortar? Wait, what now? What? Are you in mech territory? They can't possibly have that kind of range. You're all in the right place, right? No mech zone. Yeah, you shouldn't be going anywhere near that. You should not be going... Unless... Are they shelling us? In some way? Fish is pregnant. Oh, good. I've got another pregnant mastodon. DeHook's calm down. Excellent. Everyone else is having a really, really bad day. Super, really bad day. Honestly, nothing should taste like Phil Collins. And I think Phil Collins would agree with you on that. Yeah, the kid went to be his dad. No, his dad wasn't Igor. Igor was the 3rd member of our starting crew. And then, who was it? Stench and Bertha had a kid, and we named him Igor in honor of Harry Igor. Because, well, Harry Igor. Now I need a 3rd Harry Igor. So this is going to be like the Barbara thing all over again. All over again. They make you mourn your long-gone youth. I do that when I listen to the Psych Furs. Psych Furs is like the nice feeling of being young. And then I listen to the Smiths, I'm like, oh god, being a teenager sucked. What was I thinking? Okay, yes, if things are still getting broken, this is a bit of a problem. We're getting shelled. Hang on, are we getting shelled? We're getting shelled. It's this guy. I don't really have any ability to deal with that. Can we leave? Is that an option right now? Okay, hang on. I gotta play RimWorld for a bit. I thought just being outside of their range, they wouldn't kind of notice we were here. But no, we're actively being shelled right now from this mortar. Where did that... Oh, they're long gone. Okay, the trading party is long gone. I have no effective way of dealing with this apart from launching a bunch of mastodons at them, which might be an option. Alternately, can I just leave? Can I just, like, bury the kid and bolt? Okay, can I do it, first of all? Let's get down to brass tacks here. Can I do it? Yes. Yes, I can. Nicole, you will be the pilot. Grime will be the co-pilot. Actually, sorry, Grime is technically smarter than you, even though you've got that, like, piloting thing. Yeah, so it is actually, it's a slight difference. Snake is not participating. Great, Snakes in a Daze. Awesome. So I can't do anything with that. Let me just break down Odion's questions here. Violent Femmes, meh. Jesus and Mary Chain, nah, not bad. I don't own any of their music. They're okay. I'm not going to kick them off the radio. I find Violent Femmes to be a little gimmicky. Jesus and Mary Chain are solid. But that was that kind of drone goth. That is the best way I can describe it. Actually, Buzzkill's not wrong. I should arrest Snake. Let's turn this into a prison bed. And no, not that. For prisoners, please. Buzzkill, that is the smartest idea you have had in the last 20 minutes. And then DeHook, you don't seem to be doing anything valuable. Where is Snake? First of all, I should probably determine that. Okay, DeHook, we're being shelled. A 60% chance? Really? Anyone else got anything better on that? Yeah, can you go 60%, really? Okay, this could end poorly. Give it a shot, I guess. Give it a brief shot there. We're being actively shelled at this point. Okay, good. We got Snake. Put Snake in there. And then somebody else, Grime. Bury the kid. Yeah, bury Igor. I wonder if I've got time for a really hasty funeral. Like, yes, we're all sad. Let's go. That kind of funeral. Okay, pump this guy in here. All right, good. Now, can we get out of here? So, launch. Snake's still not participating. Okay, prisoners can't crew. That's fine, but they can still be prisoners. We gotta go. I gotta leave. Okay, we're out. We're out. Pull all the animals in. Everybody come in. We just gotta get out of here. I didn't realize I'm being actively shelled at this point. So, yes, let's go. I don't actually want to go far, either. Where are we now? We're there. I kind of just want to hop next door. I could theoretically get into Betty's hellscape, but we haven't conquered the food issue yet. So, sure. Anything weird in here? Animals, things. Okay. Just for having fun with the concept of fishing, is there anywhere that's got water that I can find quickly? So, sandstone and slate. It's looking for something that says, yes, there's a huge lake here. What is that, by the way? What are you? You are... Oh, the Mechanator Complex. I kind of wanted to go there anyway. Okay, we're going to go over here. This is not really... Well, it's jumping the plan. We gotta go. We gotta go. We're being actively shelled at this point. Oh, that's such a waste of stuff I just left there, too. Oh, plus the 2 colonists that I just dumped there. Okay, we're out. We're out of here. This is, this ain't working. No, Spike Little Girl is my alarm system, basically. So Spike Little Girl is giving me an alarm, because if Spike Little Girl doesn't remind me of things, I will forget everything. There's a pond over here. Okay. There's your Mechanator Complex right there. Cool. How about we do something remarkable, like land near the water and see if there's any fish in it? That being said, is there any kind of... There's much more likely to be down here. Can I see if there's fish in there at this point? Shallow water... Oh, yeah, there's bass in there. Or bass. How low can you go? Death row, what a brother know. Once again, back is the incredible rhyme animal, the uncannibal. Sorry, I can't say bass without going into bring the noise. It's just like one of those things. If I say bass, I've got to say how low can you go? Death row, what a brother know. Once again, back is the incredible rhyme animal, the uncannibal D, public enemy number one. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm so tuned into that song that if I say bass, then I immediately have to say, the rest of it, which I'm going to try to avoid saying. Okay, let's land here. So move our landing zone down here. This is so not what I thought. Not what I thought at all. Confirm that landing zone. I thought we'd just be able to avoid those mechs. I didn't think they'd just sort of start shelling us for no readily explicable reason other than they hate us. So I've got a crew full of injured people, and we've just landed here. Okay, low food, sure, but, potential for more food exists. Okay, let's get people going where they need to be. Everyone can broadly be in unrestricted right now, because theoretically there's no mechs here. All right. Okay. The potential for food is very high. I've got a lot of dead animals in there. What else are people bummed out about? DeHook is starving. Okay, Nicole, can you go... Oh, sorry, that's Snake. Where is DeHook? Oh, you're eating. You're fine. Stop whining at me. Stop. I've got a game to play here, DeHook. Can we get sort of a medical check on things? So, Stench, how are you doing these days? Okay, you'll be fine eventually. Bertha, not as fine. Not colonists need rescue. Who is it now? DeHook has fallen over. What is your problem? Okay, malnutrition and blood loss. Yeah? And? What else? That's not a reason to rescue you. That's a reason to celebrate the fact that you are still alive. Are there fish in the water? Dr. Avalanche, I'm glad you're asking the important questions here. Finally, after months of playing this, we have found somewhere that has fish. It has bass. Or bass. How low can you go? Death row, would a brother know? Once again, back is the incredible rhyme animal, the uncannibal D, public enemy number one. There are bass in here. So that's fun. I mean, nobody left to fish. But sure, set up a fishing zone in there. Let's get some bass. DeHook's up. Snake, are you feeling moderately better about your existence? Hey, Snake, what do you believe in? Do you believe in our thing? Do you believe in our creed here? Oh, no, you're into that leaf of man pork nonsense. No. No. I'm not going to say man pork ever. Nicole, you're into our thing. So while I've got Snake, what is it you do around here? Crafting. Boy, you do a lot of crafting, don't you? And everything else. Okay, we're just going to have to release you. So I can't take the time to do what I'm going to do here. So release you. Now you're gonna be on our side, right, Snake? Wait, should I recruit you? I don't know what to do with Snake. I kind of forget if I release them in this stage, they might just leave. I think I've had that problem in the past. Okay, the first thing we need is some power around the place. Yep, lights are out. Let's put up a chem fuel one, because I made a bunch of chem fuel. We may as well use it. So park that thing right there. In fact, you know what? Cancel that. Get two of them. Okay, get two. So 1 and 1. Okay, could somebody, like, hustle on that, please? So, yeah, well, great. It's DeHook, who's having a bit of a flummox right now. And then Stench. Everyone is horribly injured. Grime's only duty is to research. That's pretty much the only thing Grime does. So, do you do anything else? Actually, you're very good at construction. Stench is berserk. Neat. Fun. Everyone's kind of having a bit of a bad day here. So, in the win column, we're not getting shelled anymore. Bad news, Stench has gone a bit nutso. I need another prison. All my beds are kind of taken up here. There we go. There's a perfectly good prison over here. So, that's for prisoners. Bertha, you're right there. Could you just kind of wake up and arrest Stench, please? No, don't shoot him. No, don't Don't do that. Oh, never mind. We've knocked him out. Okay, off duty. In fact, could you rescue him real quick? Yeah, rescue Stench. Thank you. The Mastodon was going to do it, but this is fine. Okay, one swift punch, and we're done. I'm going to keep the prison as a prison right now. I feel that's going to come up again. Hey, Grime, start working on this. I need to get the power up and running here. And we do have a fair bit of chem fuel that we can use. I feel, Buzzkill, you're not wrong. We're getting farther and farther from Betty's hellscape. This was not part of the plan. The plan was to just go directly to Betty's hellscape after I'd done what I'd done there, which was get food. We kind of see how that's going. How about just a giant thing of rice in a high fertility area here? And then I'll figure stuff out later. I don't think we need to go slaughter anything. I've got a ton of animals. I'm not worried about animals. I need everyone to kind of get up more than anything. So, Grime, when you're done with that one, can you please fill these up so we can get some lights on around here and get the power going? Okay, slam it into pause mode. No, don't... Wait, you're hauling marble? Oh, you're going to fix the shelves. No, could you do this first, please? Could you fill up the generators? And I think that was Snake who dropped the tusk there. We'll get that going on. Penge! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Penge, I need just a really quick important question. How familiar are you with the works of Genesis? And I will take any era. 60s, 70s, 80s, go. I don't mind. How familiar are you with the works of Genesis? Specifically after Peter Gabriel got weird. So you're probably going to need a bit of a recap here. Let me give you some brief takeaways from what you're experiencing right now. I own a spaceship. All of my colonists are either dead or injured or insane. I also have war mastodons. I think that's pretty much your big takeaway there. See all these mastodons? They belong to me and fight in my behalf. I've even got baby ones. Buttercup is fully healed. That's good. That's one of our mastodons, by the way. Buttercup. So my mastodons are Fuzzy, Tusky, who is pregnant, Bruce, not pregnant, Flock of Seagulls for reasons that can't be adequately explained, Fish, and Buttercup. Now, I know the big question you're asking, Penge. You're coming in here going, Dave, any fishing on this map? Yes. Yes, there is. There's fishing on this map. I know you've been saying to yourself, Dave, it's sad that you haven't been able to take advantage of the fishing in RimWorld. And I'm telling you right now, this is the first map since Odyssey launched that actually has fish. Fish. Okay? Fish. And whatever these things are, but mostly fish. So, in a perfect world, we'd start fishing. The problem is we don't live in a perfect world. We live in a world where we just fled from a bunch of mechs who were shelling us with mortars, and we're like, oh, dude, we are out of here. Not really good timing, though, because everyone is horribly, brutally injured or dead. Hang on, coffee. See, that's what I thought, Penge. You were sitting around going, it is so sad. You're probably talking to Mrs. Penge and the little Penges about how sad it is that I have not been able to take advantage of fishing in RimWorld. And they're like, please stop talking about this. Why do you talk about this all day? Why won't you talk about literally anything else? I don't know, somebody's math test or something. You talk about nothing but this fish issue and Dave. And you're like, you're right. That is unhealthy for a start. Unhealthy. And I will stop doing that. Well, now I can fish. Now I can fish. Okay? Nobody can do it. Again, I can't stress this enough. Dead or horribly injured is really the thing here. Dead or horribly injured. The good news is the mastodons are in great shape. They're doing fine. I need to, Grime, where are you right now? Could you refuel the other generator, please, so we could turn the lights on in here? Because that's a problem. We've got no power, Grime. Also, there's mastodon poop all over the floor because my cleaner is dead. I've lost my maid, who was like an 8-year-old boy, heavily armed 8-year-old boy. But he just swept the place up, and he's dead. He's on the other map. We just left him. He just left him alone. No, bye. I mean, he's dead. It's not like he's going to wave back or something. So, things you'll need to know, yeah, and you'll notice immediately green shag carpeting in the spaceship. So, if this spaceship's a rockin', don't come a knockin'. And given the proclivity of the mastodons to do what mastodons do in the privacy of their own animal beds, it's rocking a lot. Yeah, it's rocking a lot. Yeah, so, Penge, I know you're sitting there asking yourself, Dave, how has it come to this? Dave, I know you're a genius. I know you've surpassed the surly bounds of genius. You have shot past genius in the right lane, giving genius the finger as you did. And you've landed in the realms of geniusosity. Hashtag geniusosity. Like a modern Prometheus, Dave, you have gifted the world with geniusosity. Hashtag geniusosity. How has it come to this? And the answer, it was Peter Gabriel's fault. Okay? Because I'm going to guess, about a quarter of yesterday's stream discussing a brief but informative history of Genesis with a side path to explain how Phil Collins became the drummer for Genesis. It's a very fun story. Go check it out. You can just watch yesterday's stream, and I'll give you a brief but informative history of Genesis. So even a brief history of Genesis, again, with the sidetrack to explain how Phil Collins became the drummer of Genesis, took 20 to 30 minutes. 20 to 30 minutes. So what that's going to do is take my mind off of RimWorld briefly, and we see the results of that. I have a great deal of healthy mastodons. Everyone else in my colony is dead or horribly injured or insane. Sorry, I didn't mention the insane part. Like, Bertha's insane right now. Bertha's gonna break out Snake, and Snake is indeed out. I'm gonna come back to possibly Peter Gabriel in a moment. However, okay, who can stand up in this colony? You can stand up, sure. You're starving and there's blood loss, but you can stand up. You have no weapon, but you can stand up. Could you go somewhere in here? I don't even know where weapons are anymore. Just go over here. Knife, what are you doing these days? Nothing, really. Nothing. Your leg's been destroyed. I'll work on that, kid. And your nose is shattered. Thank God, finally I have someone who needs a nose. Okay. Home by the Sea. Oh, wow, that's a great Genesis song. You're right, both parts are amazing. That's one of my favorite Genesis songs. That's when they were still willing to be a little bit weird. And in amongst the hits. That's a great one. Good choice. Excellent choice there. Is anyone armed or anything at all? Nicole, here's my prediction for the end of today's stream. Nicole is the only one left. This is just what I think is going to happen here. Nicole is the only one left. Nicole, why don't you stand there, because Snake's making a break for it. And, okay, just keep shooting Snake, if you could. He's a member of the colony, but we're gonna kind of shoot him a little bit. Wow, Snake, you are a tank. Oh, it's okay. He'll be dead in 5 hours. Off duty. Just stop shoot. Actually, don't stop shooting him. It's probably for the best. It just okay. He's out of range. He can't last that long. He's running for it. He's running for it. Is he okay? So the question we need to ask is he going to fall down before I've dealt with this nonsense? Tonius is entirely right. I got complacent talking about a brief history of Genesis. Brief but informative. Again, with a side path to explain how Phil Collins became the drummer for Genesis. And then we talked a little bit about Phil Collins. But it was a solid 20 to 30 minutes about Genesis. And we see the results of that. And what I have not been doing is embracing geniusosity. Again, like a modern Prometheus, I have gifted geniusosity to the world. And my punishment for this is, like Prometheus, I am chained to a rock. And I have my guts pulled out every day by, well, we're unclear. It's either a vulture or an eagle or a sort of mythical bird that doesn't really exist. We're not really sure on that, Penge. We're not really sure. So a bird, a large predatory bird, is eating my guts out on a daily basis, and then they regrow. It's a demigod thing. So, like a modern Prometheus, I have gifted geniusosity onto the world, and I am punished for my sins. Here's the thing, and we know this is going to happen, and the thing that you're all going to hate is it will happen. I'm going to fix all this. I'm going to make all of this come together. Why? Geniusosity. Hashtag geniusosity. So what we're going to need to do, kids, team, is we're going to need to huddle up, and we're going to need to roll around in geniusosity like broken glass. And much like rolling around in broken glass, it's going to be painful, it's going to leave visible scars, but everyone's going to think you're a total badass. I mean, look at Iggy Pop. It worked for him. So we are going to be rolling around in geniusosity like broken glass. We're all just going to learn to cope with this information. I'm going to shoot Snake a little bit more, and just see kind of how that works out. It's not working out great. Can we check in on Bertha? Now that you have no one to free from prison, you're going to hide in your room. Perfect. Good. That's exactly where I need you to be. Whom else did I put on draft? Was that to Hook? You're watching for targets. Go off duty, kid. You're fine. What is it you do to Hook? You're into shooty. Okay. You want to grab a weapon? I've got lots of dropped weapons here. So many people have dropped weapons. Like what's over here? There you go. That's an SMG. Right over there. Just waiting for you, kid. Just Nicole, keep shooting Snake until he's dead or falling over. I'm, at this point, largely unconcerned which one. Try not to shoot the yak. They get a little fussy about that. Come on, Snake. Just fall over, man. Just... It's not working out, kid. Just go. I got geniusosity to roll around in here. And you're just slowing me down. Wow, you are a tank. I've shot you so many times. In virtually every part of your body, including your clavicle. And we're still not sure what a clavicle is. Walking on broken glass was a big hit for Annie Lennox. You're not wrong about that. Rolling in broken glass was a huge hit for Iggy Pop. Hang on, coffee. It's true. Pench saw this early. Pench looked at my early videos and said, Geniusosity is coming. I don't know when, but I'm very excited to see it. Very excited. I feel the stirrings, if you will, of Geniusosity. And I'm very, very excited by it, and I want to be a part of it. So I'm going to cuddle up to this Dave guy in a non-physical and or creepy manner and wait for the Geniusosity. Wait for it, because I know it's coming. How many headshots can you possibly take? How many? Do you know how many? You don't even have that much head left. How are you taking these shots? Just put the boy down. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Was that so hard to do? Apparently it was. We just witnessed it, Dave. Undraft you, and then go capture Snake. I don't think he's going to make it home. No, that's Nicole. Nicole's fine, apart from the fact she has no nose. How does she smell? Terrible! So, I don't know. Give it a shot, Nicole. You know what? At this point, if Snake makes it, Snake makes it. And if not, not so much. To Hook, what are you doing? You're going for a walk. Well, isn't that just delightful? Who else is up and needs to be rearmed? Because everyone has dropped their weapons, you see. Grime is frantically building things, which is actually really good. Yeah, Snake's dead. Kind of saw that one coming. I did shoot him in the head, and just an exceptional amount of times. So many times I shot him in the head. Well, great. Now I've got to leave another corpse on the planet. So really, I think if we kind of look back since we started Odyssey, my history with Odyssey is leaving a corpse every map I go. I'm like Santa Claus for corpses. Nicole is going around insulting people. You know what? I hear you, kid. I would too. I'd be like, nah, ain't having this. Every map I've gone to, I believe somebody has died and we've left the body there. So I'm the Santa Claus of corpses. I'm just leaving corpses all over this planet. Just going map to map. Just having fun with that. Well, that's another grave I've got to dig. Put that one over there. Okay. I'm going to put all of this... Snake, you have to go to the back of the line because you're dead and you're not contributing to things. I'm going to put all of this back together with Geniusosity. Hashtag Geniusosity. I will injure myself in the process. It will, again, leave visible and permanent scars. But this is what I provide to you. Honestly, if we had been in the land of abundance, and it was just abundant, you guys would be bored. Like, this is boring. It's actually going very well. When is everything going to crash and burn? And then Dave's going to somehow put it together through a process of Geniusosity. Hashtag Geniusosity. And I'm telling you, the answer is now. The answer is now. If this was my own colony, I probably would have written it off by now and started another one. But no. I've got a bunch of mastodons. I have an exceptional amount of dead cougars and dead bison and an occasional wolverine in there. The ibex meat is rotted away. Yeah, that's because we're having a little teeny bit of trouble keeping the power up and running, aren't we, kids? What is going on here? Oh, I've somehow landed next to an ancient fence. That might be blocking the vent. I'm going to deconstruct that just in case. We need more power right now. We need more power than we have right now. So, well, let's do that, shall we? I've still got a zillion pieces of wood And by a zillion, I mean 1,000. But, the principle remains. I could slap up some solar generators, put one of those there, and let's also put up a wood-fired generator. Just put all the explodey things up by Nicole's bedroom. I'm sure that'll be fine. I'm going to tentatively turn this on a teeny tiny bit faster and see how this all goes down. Knife is fully healed. That's fun. That's fun. There's no food. Who did I think was going to be doing that? Stench. If I made you go cook, much like Pench did in his early days of RimWorld, if you're bleeding and I send you to go cook things, how soon till you fall over? Because I really need you to kind of bang this out, kid. You can't because there's no power. Gotcha. Grime, you need to just hustle, dude. We need to get things done around here. It is, and as Buzzkill's saying, it's one more mouth to not feed. I am blowing most of my food on mastodons at this point. I'm going to keep saying mastodon until somebody stops me. The mastodons are the only ones doing well right now. Yeah, and Bertha's hiding in her room. Nicole is insulting her. Hey, you, stop hiding in your room. That makes you, I don't know, a very bad person in an insulting way or something. Nicole's not very good at insulting. Bertha and Nicole are back on duty, except now Nicole's gone off again. You're not doing against Bertha, now you're doing against somebody else. Oh, it's a fun time around here. Thule is good, putting some fuel in there. Trademark Corpse Santa. Every map I go, I'm just dropping off a corpse. Just the remnants of my crew here. Speaking of which, Knife, could we possibly... Where is Snake these days? Could we, first of all, allow Snake to be buried? And then, Knife, could you maybe bury Snake? Thank you. It's just, it's one less thing that people are going to be bummed out about. When is fish giving birth? Great question. That's an important question. Those are not animals, those are people. So what do we got here? 1 day out of 14 days and 6 days out of 14 days. So not for a while. We've got a few days before I'm swimming in mastodons. Again, swimming in mastodons. Okay, that guy's been buried. Wouldn't it be good if you could transfer the minds of the colonists into the mastodons? That sounds more like a Stardeus thing. That's brain transplantation is not only a Stardeus thing, it's basically Stardeus' sole reason for existing beyond RimWorld. Stardeus loves brain transplantations. Loves them. Now, that being said, I can't immediately think of how to do that, but there might be. It might be something in Anomaly. So you're saying that, and you're smiling to yourself like, haha, wouldn't it be great if you could do that? And I'm saying to myself, how do I do that? How am I going to make that happen? How can I transplant a brain into a mastodon? Because this is RimWorld. And if I put enough geniusosity into it, if I carve myself up with geniusosity, hashtag geniusosity, I can make this happen. So, I can't see any of these because it's all unknown. We don't know it yet. I think I might be wrong, but there might be something in the anomaly research tree. Maybe not into an animal, but possibly into another person. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how that goes down. Stargate Days is a good game. Why isn't anyone playing it? I played it. My issue with Stardust right now is they're so rapidly updating it that I would like them to just settle for a bit. Like, put out version this and just chill. Because they're updating it so rapidly. Every time they update it, it's a huge update. And I have to rethink how to play the game. I was having a ton of fun playing Stardust. Stardust was awesome. It's RimWorld in space. Unfortunately, RimWorld in space, RimWorld is done RimWorld in space now. So Odyssey, honestly, I'm not really sure why I would play Stardust when I have Odyssey. Because it's basically kind of the same thing. It's not. I know it's not. There's a lot of, Stardust is totally in space, and there's a lot of other factors to it. But my biggest issue with Stardust was awesome game, but they're updating it so quickly that everything I would do is irrelevant the next time because there's a completely new thing to do. So I could definitely see going back to Stardust when they kind of settle a little bit. Put out a 1.0 or something and just go, we're just going to chill on the updates for right now. Apart from that, I love that. I mean, transplant a human brain into a death robot. It was a great time. There's infections. Okay, we should deal with that. Nicole, I cannot afford to lose Nicole. She's going to be in charge of this place soon. You have to... Okay, you probably tended yourself. Because you are on self... No, you aren't on self-tend, but you should be. You're actually a pretty good doctor. The medicine that I... Wait, I say the medicine that I bought? We didn't actually get that in the ship before I left, did we? Nope. Nope. We left all of that medicine. Or we've used it all at this point. That's entirely possible. I have a lot of injured people. A lot of injured people. There's the sapient thing. Yeah, there is the sapient thing you can put in animals. I don't know that it does what I want it to do, which is basically make an AI mastodon. What it seems to do is just make them easier to train, and they retrain. Yeah, let's try that again. They retain their. Hey, look, you try and say retain retraining. Good, go ahead, do it. Retain training. I dare you. Go try it at home. They retain training for longer. That's what I'm trying to say there. They retain their training for longer, and they're easier to train. That seems to be all the Sentient Catalyst does. Great idea, but I would love to have, like, an actual colonist who is a mastodon because they have human intelligence. Make saddles so we can ride them into battle. At this point, Catonius, I would be content with basic survival right now. Basic survival. So Thule, Grime, and Nicole are... Well, Nicole's got an infection. Grime and Thule are doing fine, and Grime does a good bit of construction. So anything we need in that regard, he can handle. I'm not worried if... Oh, Thule's on research. I was going to say, I'm not really worried if we do a lot of research right now. Have we figured out the freezer issue? Yes. Okay, freezer issue has been covered. Can we put flamethrowers on the mastodons? Finally, somebody's asking the important questions around here. Finally. No, but great question. Great question. Hang on, coffee. There we go. Okay. So nobody's actively freaking out or dying right now, although Bertha's about to. Is it because everybody's dead? Yeah, your son died. Yep, sure did. And your friend. So your son was your friend. You're his mom, not his best friend. Hideous environment. Yeah, it'll be all the mastodon poop all over the place. This is going to linger for a while. You've been insulted 10 times by Nicole. Wow, she just backed you into a corner. And it's a little chilly, and it's an awful hospital, and people are dying. Yes, many of those things are true. Those are very, very true. You've got a little bit of a catharsis there. You need some sort of mafia setup with the mastodon so you can have the mastodon dawn. I see what you did there, and I love every second of it. Grime's gone insane. Fun. Although he's just rambling, though. I can cope with that. My neighbor does that. I can cope with that one. That's fine. My neighbor occasionally strips naked and roams the streets screaming at people. That's fine. I can cope with that. That doesn't directly impact my life. No, that's a true story. Sorry, I don't know if anyone's laughing at that thinking I'm kidding. No, that's a true story. I say occasionally. It's happened once. Bertha's having a crisis of belief. What? Don't you believe our thing? We don't actually... Do I have a moral guide at this point? Who is that? No role. You're the moral guide, right? Ideology, moral spiritual leader. Well, that's unfortunate because you're the only one who can actually talk yourself off the ledge. Bertha. Okay. You know what? Is a spiritual foundation really our priority right now? Are we really worried about the afterlife or any sort of spiritual things right now? I think the answer is a firm no. I think the answer is we're just going to put aside God for a bit and concentrate on not dying. Speaking of which, who's starving right now? Nicole is starving. Okay, Nicole, would you like to get up and feed yourself? Probably not, because I don't think we've got any food left. No, I think the mastodons have picked clean all the pemmican. So, joy wires would solve so many of my problems right now. So many of my problems. I can't make them happy, but I can rewire your brain to make you happy. Fishing would be a great idea if I had anyone who was competent at all. So the problem is the great number of people who are just bedridden at this point. But going back to the concept of cooking anything. Oh, great. Stench has gone insane. Stench, could you not go insane? I need you to cook things. Okay, yeah, beat up the wall. There you go, yeah, beat that up. And people are fighting. Nicole is desperately trying to keep up here. The entire spaceship is covered in either green shag carpeting, blood, or mastodon poop, vomit, or a combination of any of those things put together. Lizzie, I'm not even sure I can keep up anymore. I'm not even. Look. I am a genius. That's true. I have slipped the surly bonds of genius into the realms of geniusosity. Hashtag geniusosity. I'm not sure how I can even explain to you what is going on right now, because it's insane. You know what, Thule? Okay, here's one positive move we can do. Stop researching anything. Do literally anything but research. We're not worried about that right now. We're actually pretty advanced in research. You can technically cook. You can, like, boil an egg, Thule. So guess what? You are now the chef, okay? You are Chef Thule, Master Chef, okay? What I need you to do is do under skill 6. I don't want you to cook a fine meal. I want you to cook a regular meal. No, just the stove, please. Just a regular meal. What do you think you need? Oh, hang on. We probably don't have any raw meat. Okay, Thule, start with the bench. Start by chopping up all the dead animals. And then we can work on some simple meals. And if you could, like, do this forever until you fall over and die, that'd be wicked cool of you. I'd really appreciate that. Okay, Nicole, yes, you're having a medical emergency. You seem to be, tending to yourself. 76, ooh, wow, yeah, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. That's that's pretty serious. We're not winning the infection war. Nicole, here's the problem with that. Nicole, it's in your leg. And what I can do, Nicole, is just remove the problem. Instead of trying to solve the problem. Here, Nicole, here's the difference between genius and geniusosity. Hashtag geniusosity. I could work on healing your infection. That's genius. But what I'm going to do is remove the problem. Okay, I'm going to remove the problem, and the problem is your leg. Okay? Nicole, there are so many ways I can get you another leg. Okay, you need a leg? I will come up with a leg, Nicole. But what I don't need is a dead Nicole. So, Nicole, if you went to your doctor and said, "Doctor, I have an infection in my leg," the doctor would probably prescribe antibiotics and say, "Go home and take these antibiotics as scheduled. And then, call me and, tell me that everything is fixed." That's what a doctor would do. Here's what Dave's going to do, Nicole. He's going to chop off your leg. Okay? If your doctor does that, if your doctor's first suggestion is amputation. Okay, you walk in the door, you're like, "Doctor," and you don't even get anything else out of your throat before the guy says, "Take it off, chop it off, lop that thing off." So I know many people in chat are saying, "Oh, more infections, everything's filthy." Sure. But what I've got is a problem now. Another infection is tomorrow Dave's problem. Okay? Tomorrow Dave hates me. This is tomorrow Dave's problem. Okay? Tomorrow Dave really hates me. Like, what did you do, dude? I gotta fix all of this now. So the thing is, that was your right leg, right? You've also been bitten there. Ew. We're gonna remove the problem. Okay? We have no... I was gonna remove the problem until Nicole used the last medicine on the infection. Okay, I need someone to, like, hustle up. Can anyone do any planting whatsoever? Stench, I was gonna say you're alive. You're also insane. Bertha, insane. DeHook, upright, I think. Can you go harvest that, please? I need to chop the kid's leg off wicked quick. Nicole, where'd you go? You're still dealing with Nicole. Nicole is tending to Nicole. Right. So yeah, no, the potential for a second... Frankly, I'm surprised everyone doesn't have an infection. Did we all miss what I said about the ship? Covered in blood, poop, vomit, and shag carpeting. You try and get mastodon poop out of shag carpeting, you ain't gonna do it. Alright, you gotta rip the whole floor up at that point. That's done. Okay, Nicole, how's that working out for you? So we're at 80 and 78. Yeah, your leg's got to go, kid. Your leg has got to go. Grime, I need everyone to go get heal root. You're not assigned to plant cutting. You will be momentarily. You hold tight, kid. There you go. Now you're. In fact, you're assigned to everything. Go get that. Knife, you are resting. No, that is incorrect. I'm finding more heal root for you to harvest. And then the problem is Nicole was actually my best doctor. So who else can vaguely do this sort of work? Stench is insane. Bertha's insane. Oh wait, Stench is temporarily sane. Fantastic. I'm looking forward to that. Hey, Thule, you've probably chopped up a lot of meat. Could you actually start cooking it instead of eating raw meat? Because that's what we're eating right now. It is technically keeping us alive. Do we get the heal root, kids? It's just that Nicole is going to die soon. I don't know if you want to put a hustle on this or anything like that. It's just, Nicole is going to die soon. So, if you wanted to go ahead and just rip the plant out of the ground to hook, just maybe rip that plant out of the ground. It's just a plant, man. I do this every day. Just rip them right out of there you go. Rip them right out of the ground. And then if you could actually haul that, please. So if you could, no, just a hook, thank you. Could you haul that, please? And then Stench, could you rip Nicole's leg off, please? No, don't feed her. Don't feed. Oh, we still haven't set up the operation, have we? So now I kind of just need to I just need to take your leg off. I don't actually care about putting a new one on right now. I'm kind of doing this patchwork here, if you will, patchwork. Okay, fine, put a peg leg on her. I don't care. Just anything but the infected leg. Catonius yesterday we talked a lot about Genesis. And a brief side journey into Phil Collins land, which is a greasy land. It's not something where you want to spend a lot of time there. A brief sojourn, if you will. Yesterday we were in a land of abundance. Quail, do I look like I have penoxycycline? Because I don't. I got mastodons. Okay, I got mastodons. I think Buzzkill's really summing it up for you there, Quail. It's just things have happened, and I need to roll around in geniusosity, #geniusosity, like broken glass, because that's what's going on right now. So, Stench, could you please chop this kid's leg off? I need 2 medicine. Okay, Grime, Knife, could you literally do anything at all here? Super quick, kid, super quick. We do have shag carpeting. It's covered in blood, vomit, and mastodon poop, but somewhere under there is shag carpeting. Somewhere under there is some shag carpeting. Really need to hustle, guys. This operation needs to happen now. Not in an hour. Now. Stench, what are you doing? Oh, you're watching television. That's probably a good thing to be doing. DeHook, never mind. Just cut this one down. Okay, forget it. Just forget it. Just cut that one down. You can actually vaguely work slightly faster than these two. There's one. Okay, Stench, go to work, kid. Go to work. Just operate on Nicole. I don't even care if you get the peg leg on. Just chop her leg off. That is all I need you to do. Okay? Now, who can I spare? Nobody, really. Grime's doing any construction from all the things people are smashing. Thule is now Chef Thule. Maybe Knife. What is it you generally do around here? You do shooting and thinking about things. So, how about you try and stave this off a little bit? You're going to be #1 cleaning for a while. And anything else, just don't bother. Just back all of this off. All you need to do is clean this ship. That's a torturous task. Torturous task. Grime, if you could hustle a little bit, it's just Nicole is going to die at any moment. Just saying. She's going to die literally right now. 90% on the infection. And it's not getting any better. Okay, just chop the leg off. We will deal with other problems later. Okay? We will deal with other problems later. Anna, that's entirely correct. I'm glad you're looking at the positive side of this. That's what part of geniusosity is. #geniusosity. Is looking at the positives. And we are at the Mechanator camp. We could potentially have robots at some point. Okay, yeah, you're bleeding to death now. You're bleeding to death now. The surgery kind of failed a little bit, in that we didn't actually get the leg off, did we, kid? Didn't actually get that leg. Okay, it's just that she's going to die now. Okay, she's going to die. So we're about to lose Nicole. Okay, yeah, Nicole's dead. Good one, Stench. Well done, Stench. Great. Thanks, Stench. Okay. So, Corpse Santa continues. Park this one next to Snake. Yeah, we're gonna need another grave, Spike Little Girl. We don't lose colonists to dice rolls. We did then. I'm sorry. I honestly, you know what? I'm gonna make all of this work. Yeah, Stench immediately dived into the bed with Nicole's corpse. Super, super creepy. There we go. Put that down there. There we go. Okay, so yeah, there's an opportunity for Nicole. That's nice. That's good. What am I down to here? So, Stench, Bertha, to Hook, Thule, Knife, and Grime. Neat. Bertha's not insane anymore. She's gonna be wicked sad about all these dead people. Wicked sad about all the dead people that are going on right now. Cool. So, what's my best next move? I mean, apart from burying Nicole, I really just need people to chill out. So, much like the anomaly run, I need people to just sort of get happier as best we can. I'm not going to try and do anything at all at this point. Anything at all. Buzzkill is not only the second one that we've dropped here. I think we've lost half the colony today. Yeah, Stench just hopped in bed with Nicole's corpse. Yep. That's the sort of thing you're going to hear around here. Rob wants to go immediately to Betty's Hellscape, which is what Event Guy would do. I get that. I get that. And as Em is pointing out, I don't know how many. If there's a list I'm not on, it's a government bureau that doesn't exist yet, and I will be immediately put on the list. The things I have said playing RimWorld is just ridiculous, and I'm sure I'm on many watch lists. I have to reorganize priorities here because somebody still needs to do any kind of doctor work. Bertha's actually pretty good at that, and Thule. I do have a competent bunch of doctors. That's good. Oh, Bertha's got food poisoning. That's less good. So what I need is a period of... Well, I'm going to arbitrarily use the word calm. And I'm going to put some pretty big air quotes around that to just get people to cheer up a little bit. What with all the deaths of their loved ones and children? Bertha's really going to be sad. Because, her son died. So that's a bit of a blow, really. I was kind of banking everything on Nicole. Nicole, are you... Just for asking the question, Nicole, are you rotten yet? No. This is going to take up a lot of space. Just until I've made a decision. You know what? They're just going to know. I got to bury her. They're just going to be sad. We saw that with Chibi. They're just going to be sad like all day. All day, every day. Yeah, no, I got to bury her. Focus on Food M was supposed to be the land of abundance. Until we started getting shelled by mechs and bisons and cougars. Now, I'm going to cop to the bison one. That was my fault. Okay, I took my eye off the prize, and I started talking about Genesis. And with a brief sojourn into how Phil Collins joined Genesis. It's a fun story. So that's on me. I will take the bison incident. I violated my #1 rule in RimWorld. Don't go hunting anything that fights back or explodes. And I disobeyed that. I sent somebody off against bison. What I should have done is a dedicated kill squad. Is there a new baby mastodon? Entirely possible, yes. No, actually, no new mastodons. I'm kind of just letting the mastodons be the mastodons and do mastodon things in the privacy of their own mastodon beds. Yeah, I'm not paying too much attention to them. They're at least outside grazing, maybe not taking as much of our food. Thule, you're going swimming. Neat. Oh, Stench is actually fully healed. Holy McMoly. If you could maybe catch a fish or two while you're in there, that'd be great. That'd be great. Yeah, the cougars were a quest. I should not have gone from cougar to bison revenge. I should not have hunted the bison. I will 100% cop to that one. That was me taking my eyes off the prize, as usual, going off on a long diatribe about Genesis, with a brief sojourn into Phil Collins and how he joined Genesis. So that's on me. I'll take the bison one. I should have sent a dedicated kill squad, all drafted to get that done, and I didn't. So there we go. So however many people died in that one, that's on me. The cougars, well, I was kind of banking everything on Army of Mastodons, which, to my defense, is a great bank. I mean, that's a gamble you're going to take. You tell me Army of Mastodons, I'm like, yeah, I'll put some money on that one. Yeah. How many Mastodons you got? 5, 6? Sure. I'll take that. But it's not really worked out. I do notice that we've got a grave dug. Knife, can you find Nicole and bury her, please? We're going to have a wicked brief funeral. It's just basically like, yep, that sucks. Let's go get a ham sandwich. That's going to be the funeral here. So, but it'll cheer people up, or at least make them less sad. Okay. Hang on. No. We're doing a thing. We're going to have an open requiem for Nicole. Okay, everyone who is still alive and not insane, go be sad about Nicole. Yeah, Stench is in. Yeah, Grimes coming in. DeHook, still seriously injured. DeHook, what is your problem? Oh, you've been in a fight. And also a fight with a cougar and a bison. That's hardcore, dude. That is hardcore. Okay. Maybe I should just... What I could do, temporarily, is actually restrict the Mastodons from the ship. Okay, we had a really good funeral. Yay! Okay, what else can I deal with here? I don't care about a research project right now. That's not our priority. So, to ease the burden on the food... Hang on. God, I'm such a genius sometimes. It's scary. It hurts. It's probably a tumor. I should probably deal with that. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put up a barn outside. I don't really need the barn, though. Yeah, Mastodons will take care of themselves. Okay, so here's where geniusosity is going to come in. And you'd be like, oh my god, that was such a level of geniusosity. How did that even happen? We're going to make a new area, and we are going to call this Don't Eat Our Food. No, you don't need to capitalize that one, Dave. Don't eat our food. Okay, invert that for me. Thank you. And then shrink it. So you are not allowed anymore in the ship, Mastodons, because you were grazing. You got food out there. But you have a propensity to still eat our food, which is less ideal. So just make sure... I could just say don't go in the freezer. You know what? Don't overthink it, Dave. We're in levels of geniusosity unseen. So history will be talking about what you're doing right now. So don't overthink it. You know what happens when you overthink. You don't do things right. All of a sudden, you're talking about Genesis for 20 minutes with a brief sojourn into Phil Collins land. Again, a sweaty land. It's a sweaty land in Phil Collins land. You don't really want to stay there very long. Not even Phil Collins wants to stay there very long. Okay, all the Mastodons now live in Don't Eat Our Food. So they can go anywhere on the map except in the ship. The Mastodons do have beds. That's fine. I will, when things have chilled a little bit, they can sleep on the ground, Em. Like any animal, they can sleep on the ground. Look, the rat's sleeping on the ground. Rat don't need a bed. Look, they're sleeping right now. Okay, that's a slate chunk. That's not actually a Mastodon. But Bruce is having a nap here right now. Okay, perfectly fine. I will build them some kind of barn at some point. But I need them out of the ship so they're not eating our food. And also, I can actually see things in the ship because there aren't like 6 Mastodons in here. So that does help. Who was on, like, stabbing people duty? Somebody was like, they might be dead, Dave. They might already be dead. Yeah, they're probably already dead. I hesitate to arm any of my people anymore because they're all going insane. You don't have a weapon. You don't have a weapon. Okay, everybody has been knocked unconscious so many times that they've all dropped their weapons. Hey, Knife, Cool, cool. Maybe clean up, like, the hospital. I don't know, the hospital. Nobody's training Tusky. She's lost her war trumpet ability. Yeah, that's because DeHook is in charge of the Mastodons, and DeHook has been insane for quite a long time. Quite a long time. Yep. Yeah, flock of seagulls, not quite bonded to anyone yet. We probably also don't have food. We have planted a rice field, though. That's extremely exciting. You can see how excited I am about that. I might just do it again. You know what we can start with? Why don't we get those berries? That's food. That is food. Okay. So yeah, the Mastodons will be fine. I'm not worried about that. Thule is going to hopefully crank through all of this food here that's been sitting here. Again, the freezer's fine. We've got power to the freezer, power to the people, all that kind of thing. We got power everywhere. I should probably, one thing at a time. Again, don't overthink it, Dave. The genius of geniusosity is not overthinking things. Why did I tell you to clean that prison cell? You see what happens when you start thinking things. Okay? You tried to make your brain work, and look at what happened. You sent somebody to clean an unused prison cell. Geniusosity relies in the moment. Okay? The moment. Geniusosity just is. Hashtag geniusosity. It is not thought through. God knows it's not thought through. Thule's chopping up a rabbit. See? That's what I wanted Thule to do. And how did I achieve that? Geniusosity. Hashtag geniusosity. The Mastodons will be fine. And frankly, if that bear wants to make a go for the Mastodon, my money's on the Mastodon. 100% on the Mastodon. We could, you know what, just have all the fish. Just, if there's fish here, just fish. Just fish, 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 fish. Is anyone supposed to be doing that, by the way? Theoretically, grime. What else? I mean, you do a lot of things around here. You do construction. What are you doing right now, kid? You're praying. Yeah, that's a very justifiable response to what's going on right now. I would be too. I'd be like, holy moly, get me out of here. Please, somebody get me out of here. How about in the meantime, we try to find some more medicine? DeHook's on a Go-Juice binge? We had Go-Juice kicking around? Okay, it's not going to be a very long binge. What, do we have like one thing of that? Okay, that's fine. Do hardcore narcotics. You know what? It's going to make you move faster. If nothing else. What else could I do here? A meditation spot. Sure. That's an easy one. Let me just pick that off for you. There you go. Boom. Meditation spot. Okay, what else do you need? Research? No. Holding platform? No. Low food, low medicine? Yeah. Welcome to my world. We were in a land of abundance till the mechs showed up. And the bison. And the cougars. It's been a bit of a day. And there I was, getting ready to invade the Mechanator complex, because there's probably going to be something evil in there. You know there is. Where'd it go, by the way? There it is. And now I'm down to half a crew. So, there are positive aspects to this. I know you're looking at this. Like, Dave, we know you're a genius. Hashtag geniusosity. But there are no positive aspects to this. There are. Because what was I thinking about last time? Sure, the Mechanator thing will get me a robot, but it's only going to get me one. What? What? Transport pod crash and shelter for McGee. Uh-huh. Which one of these do you think I care about, game? Let's start with contestant number 1 here. Okay, so somebody's fallen down, and they're from our enemy. Okay. Well, I do kind of need to flesh out the ranks a little bit. So, Chewie... Oh, I can't not have you. Your name is Chewie. Are you any good at anything? My God, you're terrible. You're just awful at literally everything, except being a doctor. The problem with that is I've actually got a pretty good complement of doctors, surprisingly enough. Half this crew is competent doctors. Okay, here's what we're gonna do with you, Chewie. Who's conscious? You're fishing. No, dear God, please go fishing. Hang on. I think this is a landmark moment here. I think we should all take a moment to stare at this portion of the screen here. With Grime, in his wonderful, wonderful hat. It's very Dr. Zhivago. And the fishing pole with the fishing hook in the fishing water where the fish live. Okay? This has not happened since we started Odyssey. This has not existed. You know why? Because we keep living in a desert. But here we are, with a semblance of a pond, and Grime is fishing for fish that are edible. Like eating fish. Like, not fish that aren't edible. Like I don't want to eat that fish. But like fishing, like you want to eat the fish. Okay, so Grind, you keep doing your jam, man. I'm all into what you're doing. I love everything you're doing. Stench, you're cooking. I love what you're doing. You're cleaning poop. That's good. That's good. Could you also take time out of your life to capture Chewie? I will make a decision on Chewie later. Probably won't make it. You're going to be dead in 3 hours. You know what? That's cool. That's fine. I'm not actually that into you. I know. Yes, I know. I'm aware. I could put up a sleeping spot down here and do an emergency patch heal. I don't care. If you make it, you make it. If you don't, it's on you, kid. So, Shelter for McGee. Talk to me about other things that are going on right now. His friend Gabby McGee. Oh my god, what a fantastic name. That's the name of a character who has their own sitcom. It's like, Gabby McGee in New York City. Can she get along? Gabby McGee. Oh, I just want to say that over and over again. Try it at home. It's wicked fun. Just go say Gabby McGee. I mean, probably say it to someone. Like, find someone nearby. If there's no one nearby, just go outside and you'll find someone. And just say Gabby McGee. Hang on, there's a medical emergency. I bet that's my dude. Yeah, that's probably my dude there. Wait, who does doctoring again? I've lost track. I know almost everybody. Stench and Bertha. Bertha, what are you into these days? Oh, you're tending to Chewie already. Cool. Can we go back to Gabby McGee, who lives in New York City with a eccentric roommate? Can they get along? What do you want? Host her at the Mechanator Complex for 5 days. She's not going to do any work. Uh-huh. Okay, I mean, a telescope is nice. Yeah, it's just the telescope has to live outside. That's the nature of telescoping. Okay? You could theoretically put it inside and look out a window, but we don't have any windows. Windows don't actually exist in RimWorld. So, I don't want to have to keep hauling that thing in and out. There's other ways I can entertain people. A Psi Trainer for Blinding Pulse. Neat, fun, and goodwill. I'm going to go with a hard pass. No, none of those rewards are worth it for someone who's going to eat food. If you're going to eat my food... Why is the Mastodon in here? Tusky, why are you in there? You're not allowed to be in here. Stop pooping. Like, forever, please. Just go... Leave. You're not supposed to be in the building. Have I not... Oh, okay. Somehow Tusky escaped me. Alright, there we go. Chewie's dead. That's cool. That's fine. That's okay. I wasn't honestly that concerned with Chewie. So, that... You know what? That's... Hang on, there's a raid. That I'm concerned with. That's a problem. The pill slickers are here again. Excuse me, the virus slickers. RimWorld, you really got to put some more things in the randomization. It's always the something slickers these days. Put Chewie over there with the rest of my corpses. I'm really leaving a bunch on this map. All right, I am decorating this map with corpses. Where are the slicker folk? They're over here. Okay. Neat. So, wow, Nitro, Shield, Missile, and Strange. It's like a wrestling match or something. It's like the W, whatever they are. The people who used to be the WWF, but they can't because they got sued. So, yeah, see, here's the problem. DeHook is insane. And DeHook is in charge of the Mastodons. DeHook, are you going to be snapping out of it anytime in the near future? Probably not. First things first, people need to get armed. Because nobody is armed right now. I don't even know where the good weapons are. There's the Cursed Chugger. Get in on that. And what else do I have kicking around here? LMG, great. Everyone loves one of those. Thule, do you shoot people? I mean, you know which end of the gun to point at them. That's fine. Go get a machine pistol. And knife. You're actually wicked good at shooting people. Where are my good guns? I mean, they're in here somewhere is the answer to that question. I just don't know where. You know what I should do is check to see who might need that healer mech serum now. Because that might be a thing. Should have probably given that to Nicole, but she had so many other injuries, you couldn't really be sure which one that was going to cure. And Odeon's saying there might be some from another direction. I certainly hope not, because I have no ability to repel them. I mean, this is one of those stay tuned moments, because this could be the run-ender right here. This could be the wipe. I thought we were going to wipe yesterday with the Bison. Okay, for right now, Z's, everyone just, like, go get a weapon. Quickly, please, quickly. Knife, I never actually got you a weapon. So stop meditating and start arming yourself. No, sorry, Knife. You need a weapon. There, go get the auto pistol, sure. and Grime, you can technically fight. That's all I need out of you right now. So go get this auto pistol. DeHook, I can't draft you, and that means I am mastodonless. And boy, that's a word and a half. Mastodonless. So everybody, I don't know, go do something, and I'll figure it out as we go along. The only plus side is they're very, very far away. So we've got time to go arm ourselves. DeHook, if you could snap out of it now, that would be so cool. I would just love it if you could just snap out of it so I could draft you to do anything at all. Did everyone get armed? Chugger, yes. LMG, obviously insane. Bison meat and a machine pistol, that's cool. Auto pistol, and yeah, you got a longsword, don't you? Okay, team, everybody come over here. We're all going to die now, unless DeHook snaps out of it. Unless DeHook snaps out of it, this could in fact end the run right now. Well, what are they armed with? Can we get an idea? Melee, 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 and melee. Okay. Better than not. So at least we can shoot at them and, like, you know, shoot them in their faces. Does anyone have the special weapon? Yeah, I think Bertha's got it. Or Stench has it. Yeah, Stench has got it. The Cursed Chugger. The Cursed Chugger, our unique weapon. You can assign all the mastodons to someone else. Can I really? Oh. I never knew that, Murphy. I never knew that. Well, you all belong to Grime now. DeHook, you have lost mastodon privileges. There we go. Resme, welcome. New viewer, because my husband can't sleep without listening to Dave. Really? This is putting someone to sleep? I'm not sleeping. I'm glad he can get a little bit of a snooze. I'm not sleeping. Okay, Murphy, good shout. I never knew you could do that. Huh. Well, you all belong to Grime. Oh, now I'm feeling much better. Now we're just mastodoning this on up. Oh yeah, now all the mastodons are coming in. Mastodons are like, new Master Grime. What do you need us to kill? Because I will stomp on everything. Oh, I'm feeling so much better about life now. Because now I have my war mastodons back. So obviously, you know, animals attack. Off you go, kids. Off you go. They'll need to get a little bit closer. And then we'll do some stunning. Sure, we like to stun things. Oh, never mind. The mastodons are in. Okay, the mastodons are in. There's an army of mastodons. Boom. And boom, 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 boom. Yeah, shields down. Guys, just like hold fire. Just don't do that right now. Don't do that until I tell you to do that. We're gonna let the mastodons handle most of this. So mastodons in, and yeah, Strange is going down. I think Nitro might still be alive, or Shield. Actually, I think they're both still alive. Yeah, army of mastodons versus guy with a stick. We see how this is going to go. There you go. Okay. I think we've solved all of our problems. That was a very exciting time to be alive. So, everyone off duty. Cool. Now, you guys, are you any better than Chewie? Okay, you're better. You're definitely better. At quite a few things, actually. Nitro. Not terrible. Not terrible. I'm definitely going to take Shield. Thule, could you grab Shield, please? Capture Shield. And then once the Mastodons have sort of left, we'll figure all the Mastodons are going to have a nap. Missile. Catonius, there's actually many warm bodies left. I think almost all of them are still alive. You are okay. And Strange, are you dead? I can't even get down here. Strange is dead. Okay. No, downed. Hang on, downed. So what are you like? It's okay. It's okay. I can't take all four of them. I can't feed them, for one thing. Shield, definitely worth it. Those are some okay skills. I'm okay with that. Look, you even got a tiny bit of Doctor in there, too. Yeah, they're crawling away, because we probably crushed their legs into a soft paste with mastodon hooves. Nitro, I might take Nitro. I mean, great mining skill. Construction with a passion. Crafting with a double passion. Not bad. Missile, not really feeling it, Missile. I mean, great work on the art. You're genetically terrible at art, but you actually bounced back from that. And then, who else was down here? Wanderer Strange, what are you into? Yeah, I'm not feeling it. I'm feeling Shield. What's your health like, kid? 6 hours. I can do 6 hours. I can do 6 hours all day. Yeah, go capture Shield. He's my top pick. Sorry, he, she, I don't know. I was gender neutral before it was cool. That's my top pick there. And then I'll figure it out after that. In terms of their traits, Buzzkill, I was definitely seeing Chemical Fascination up there. Wasn't crazy about it. Yeah, Chemical Fascination and Ugly. And Bloodlust and Delicate. That's a weird mix. Oh, I'm not taking Jealous. No way I'm taking Jealous. Hang on. Oh, bye, Am. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Did we get him? Did we get the dude? Oh, yeah, he's in here somewhere. Okay, I just need any of my strangely competent doctors to be on duty. So, hang on, Thule. You do doctor, right? Oh, yeah, you're actually wicked good at it. So, oh, you're already tending to Shield. Perfect. Great. Good. Okay. That's solved its problem. So, there's a lot of raw food in here. That's pretty neat. And some meals. We don't have no meals anymore. Hardly a land of abundance. Did I target all these for demolition? I believe I did. Okay. Let me begin to recap here, because it's been a very eventful day. Very eventful day. First off, War Mastodons, still awesome. Also, this is food, Dave. You were just saying you didn't have a lot of food. It's just there's some food right there. These guys can all crawl off and die. I'm unconcerned with them. I am in stages of brutal geniusosity. Again, like rolling around on broken glass. It's painful. It leaves permanent scars, but everyone thinks you're a badass. So that's what we're doing. We are rolling around in geniusosity, hashtag geniusosity, like broken glass. Half of my crew is dead. Some good ones, too. But what remains is not bad, and I can rebuild. And you know I will. You'll bang your head against the wall hating it, but I will rebuild this. And the people who are left are not actually that terrible. Less people, less mouths to feed. A lot less mouths to feed. So weirdly, I'm kind of okay with how we're wrapping up today. A bit frantic, and many deaths. Many deaths. So many deaths. Just all the deaths in the world. So many deaths. Odeon, I'm not going to strip them for two reasons. One, it's creepy. Two, I don't really need the clothing. It's not going to be worth selling anything. What am I getting? Like a half of a silver? The thing I have to think about, Odeon, with Odyssey is space management. I can't... Every tile in this ship is a premium tile. Okay? I can't just bring stuff in and dump it in a stockpile. Everything here has to have some sort of purpose, really. Rob, we're getting to Betty's Hellscape. If I can get some food... Rob, I will promise you this. If I can get some food out of this map, like a considerable amount of food, like not a small amount of food, because I don't think there's going to be a lot of growing options in Betty's Hellscape, then we're going to Betty's Hellscape next. Yeah, so I... weirdly, this is actually not that bad place to wrap up. I do have some more space now. I've got bedrooms that will be unused. I can carve some stuff out to eventually get some Mechanator stuff in here. That's the reason we came over here, is to investigate that. So once everyone kind of chills a little bit, this is, and we've seen this before, we saw this with Anomaly. We need a period of sort of mental calm, just mental calm. Colale wants to make sure I got fish in the freezer, likely because I think we did allow every new animal that should be in there, but you know what, that's not, yeah, all food is in there. Yeah, all meat, and they are definitely a meat. Yep, fish, totally allowed. I'm pretty sure we did that when we started setting up. So I'm going to wrap up there, guys. I'm going to wrap up there. It's been a bit frantic, and I'd like to go fall over for a brief period of time before I play video games with the sound on, because that's how I party when Mrs. Dave is away. And she knows it, too. She knows exactly what I will be doing tonight. I will be sitting on the couch watching competition cooking shows that feature amateurs in which at least one of them is sent away every week. That's my qualifications for competition cooking shows. And I will be playing video games with the sound up. That's my party. Okay, that's Bachelor Dave is back. Yep, that's right. Fallout 4, but with the sound on. That's what I'm doing. Guys, thank you so much for allowing me to do this publicly. I know, I say it all the time. I look forward to this every single week. I have so much fun doing this for you guys. This is far more a pleasure for me than it is for you. But I genuinely look forward to this every single week, and you guys never disappoint me. I show up. I have a fantastic time. Hopefully you have a good time. We'll be back next week. We'll do more of this next week, naturally, because I got to see how this all turns out. I got to see where Geniusosity leads me. But guys, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your weekend. I will see you next week. Goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye.